Imagine a world not so different from our own, where you might walk down a bustling city. And in that crowd, you see someone who looks familiar, yet strikingly different. Someone not just from another country, another culture, but another species of human entirely. For tens of thousands of years, Homo sapiens were not alone on this planet. We shared the Earth, its resources, and its challenges with another intelligent species, the Neanderthals. In our recorded timeline, they vanished, leaving behind only fragmented stories etched in fossils and the silent echoes of their tools. But what if the story didn't end there? What if they hadn't disappeared? What if Neanderthals, with their unique strengths and perspectives, had survived the trials of time and adapted to the modern world, walking into the present day alongside us, their Homo sapien cousins? This isn't just a flight of fancy or a fantastical tale. It's a thought experiment grounded in scientific possibility that challenges our fundamental understanding of what it means to be human. Let's journey back through the corridors of time, back to Ice Age Europe, a land of harsh beauty and unforgiving conditions. A world dominated by colossal glaciers, roaming mammoths, and the ever-present struggle for survival. In this challenging environment, two distinct human groups carved out their existence. There were us, Homo sapiens, the relatively recent newcomers to the European landscape, and the Neanderthals, the resilient originals, who had called this land home for hundreds of thousands of years. In the history we know, only one of these groups ultimately endured, shaping the world as we know it. But in the world we're about to explore, a different story unfolds, a world where both groups not only survived, but thrived. They faced the same existential challenges, looked up at the same star-studded sky, pondering their place in the cosmos. And perhaps over time, they learned to see each other not as rivals, but as fellow travelers on this pale blue dot we call Earth. This alternate reality, where two human species coexist, would fundamentally reshape the very definition of humanity, forcing us to confront our own biases and assumptions. Who are we really if the we encompasses more than just one kind of human, if our family tree has branches we never knew existed? Every invention, every war, every masterpiece of art, every philosophical breakthrough would be filtered through the lens of this dual human identity, colored by the unique perspectives of two distinct species. The story of civilization would no longer be a solo narrative, but a shared epic, a complex tapestry woven from two different sets of experiences. It would be a tale of two species, inextricably bound by a common planet, a shared history, and an intertwined destiny. Would we, as a collective, have achieved even greater heights through cooperation and the pooling of our unique talents? Or would our inherent differences, our conflicting desires, and our ingrained prejudices have ultimately torn us apart, leading to endless conflict and strife? To begin to answer these profound questions, we'll delve into the past, using clues gleaned from fossils, ancient DNA, and painstaking archaeological excavations. We'll meticulously piece together a detailed picture of this other human, the Neanderthal, exploring their capabilities, their limitations, and their unique way of life. Then, armed with this knowledge, we'll project that understanding forward through the ages. We'll trace the impact of Neanderthal survival through the development of agriculture, the rise and fall of empires, and the transformative advent of the digital age. We'll explore how a world with two distinct human species might navigate the complex challenges of modern society. How would it shape our approach to technology, our understanding of ethics, and our very definition of progress? Ultimately, the answers we uncover in this thought-provoking journey might reveal far more about ourselves, our own species, than they do about our long-lost cousins, the Neanderthals. Come with me, if you will. Let's embark on an extraordinary exploration of a world where the very definition of humanity is expanded, where humanity means more than just us, Homo sapiens. Imagine the infinite possibilities that await us in this uncharted territory of human history. The adventure, the exploration, the journey of discovery begins now. Who were the Neanderthals? What do we really know about these ancient relatives of ours? Forget the old caveman stereotype. That outdated image does a great disservice to their true nature. Neanderthals were remarkably well adapted to the harsh conditions of Ice Age Eurasia, thriving for hundreds of thousands of years. Shorter, stockier, built to conserve heat. Their bodies were a testament to natural selection. Their robust build was a sophisticated evolutionary solution, perfectly suited for the frigid climate. It was not a sign of primitiveness, but rather an indicator of their evolutionary success. Their brains were, on average, slightly larger than ours, a fact that often gets overlooked. different in shape, perhaps leading to different ways of thinking, different problem-solving strategies. They weren't less intelligent, not by a long, differently intelligent, possessing cognitive abilities that allowed them to thrive in their unique world. Neanderthals mastered their environment, demonstrating a deep understanding of the natural world, showing complex planning and adaptation in the face of constant challenges. They lived in small, tight-knit groups, relying on each other for survival and companionship. Formidable hunters who took down mammoths and rhinos, showcasing incredible strength and coordination. They controlled fire for warmth, a crucial element for survival in the Ice Age, cooking and protection from the elements and predators. Their Mousterian stone tools were specialized and skillfully made, demonstrating a high level of craftsmanship. This was a life of ingenuity, not mere survival, but a testament to their problem-solving abilities. Evidence shows they cared for each other, displaying empathy and compassion. Skeletons with healed injuries suggest long-term care, indicating a strong social bond within their communities. They likely buried their dead, a practice that speaks volumes about their cognitive abilities, hinting at ritual, grief, and perhaps spiritual belief, suggesting a complex inner world. These acts suggest a sense of meaning beyond survival, a contemplation of life and death. Neanderthals were not monsters or brutish caricatures. They were people, complex and capable individuals. Their story is one of resilience, intelligence, and humanity, a testament to the adaptability of our species. They left behind more than bones. They left behind a record of their lives. They left a legacy of what it means to be human, expanding our understanding of our own origins. In this alternate world, their presence would challenge our assumptions, forcing us to reconsider our place in the world. They were our equals, not our inferiors, deserving of respect and recognition. Let's see what happens when two kinds of people share the world and explore the possibilities of coexistence. When Homo sapiens entered Neanderthal territory, two worlds collided. For millennia we lived as neighbors, but was it peace, conflict, or both? We know we met and interbred. Most non-Africans today carry Neanderthal DNA. Sometimes groups avoided each other, minimizing risk and conflict. In harsh times, competition for resources likely led to clashes. Sapiens had advanced projectile weapons, giving us an edge in direct conflict. Yet the story isn't just war or avoidance. Genetic evidence of interbreeding shows moments of connection and acceptance. Our ancestors saw the humanity in their neighbors. The truth was a mosaic. War in one valley, trade in another, shared families in a third. It was a complex, deeply human story. In a world where both survived, this complexity would only deepen. If both species survived, their interaction would spark a vibrant exchange of culture and technology. Neanderthals, masters of the European wild, and sapiens, skilled in social networking and symbolism, would have much to teach each other. Toolkits would merge. Neanderthal hand axes for heavy work, sapiens blades for precision. Neanderthals might adopt spear throwers, sapiens could learn advanced hide tanning. Survival knowledge would be shared. Flint sources, animal migrations, medicinal plants. Sapiens might introduce large-scale hunting and trade networks. Artistic exchange would flourish. Neanderthal engravings and jewelry blending with sapiens cave paintings. This creative fusion could accelerate cultural development for both. New forms of art, myth, and ritual would emerge. Together, they'd create a richer, more complex human culture. If Neanderthals and sapiens coexisted, society's structure would be fundamentally different. The agricultural revolution would test both. Would Neanderthals farm or remain hunter-gatherers? Perhaps Neanderthals, less suited to farming, would form nomadic societies, while sapiens settled and farmed. This could create a symbiotic relationship. Sapiens trading grain and textiles, Neanderthals providing meat, furs, and herbs. Market towns might rise at the boundaries, blending goods and cultures. Bioregional states could emerge, defined by cooperation between two interdependent species. But new hierarchies and potential exploitation would arise. Laws and customs would have to address interspecies marriage, rights, and representation. The struggle for equality would be about species, not just race or gender. The social fabric would be woven from two threads, sometimes harmonious, sometimes tense. Language is a defining human trait. But with two species, what would it sound like? Neanderthals could likely speak, but with higher, more nasal voices and different structures. Early communication would rely on gestures and mimicry, evolving into hybrid pidgin languages. Over time, these could become creoles, blending vocabulary and grammar from both species. Imagine a language with sapiens' symbolic richness and Neanderthals' practical clarity. This duality would shape thought itself, offering two windows onto reality. Writing might emerge emerge as a collaborative effort, with scripts accommodating both species' sounds and concepts. Libraries would hold literature from two perspectives, expanding our understanding of the human condition. Bilingual individuals would have truly expanded consciousness. The world's languages would be richer, more diverse, and deeply intertwined. What would a city look like in a world shared by two human species? Architecture would adapt: lower ceilings, wider doorways, better insulation for Neanderthals. Public spaces and transport would accommodate both body types. Urban planning would become multi-species design. Parks might be wilder, workplaces ergonomically diverse. Specialization could emerge, but so could species-based labor castes. The city's culture would be a vibrant mix: food, music, theater blending both traditions. But segregation would be a constant threat, with neighborhoods divided by species. Policing and justice would face new challenges. The metropolis would be a place of immense potential and struggle. Building unity out of difference would be the city's greatest test. How would science unfold with two species asking the questions? Sapiens excel at abstract reasoning. Neanderthals might be masters of holistic, intuitive thinking. A Neanderthal biologist could intuitively grasp ecosystems. A sapiens might develop grand theories. Their collaboration could advance ecology, medicine, and materials science. Imagine a physics lab where theory and practical intuition combine. Medical teams blending genetic analysis with holistic diagnosis. This partnership would create a more robust scientific method, balancing theory and observation. Even our understanding of the cosmos would be enriched by two perspectives. The quest for knowledge would become a dialogue, not a monologue. Two kinds of human, both looking up at the stars, asking, what does it all mean? And the history that has unfolded. In this alternate world, a world where Neanderthals persisted, our present is richer, more complex, and doubly different. The very idea of us would be broader, encompassing not just humanity, but another intelligent species with its own unique history and perspective. A world fundamentally shaped by sharing the planet, its resources, and its future with another intelligent species. Conflicts based on nation or race, while still present, might be overshadowed, or at least recontextualized, by the overarching reality of coexistence with another species. Our technology, art, and science would undoubtedly reflect this shared journey, this collaborative exploration of the world around us. Medical knowledge would be deeper, meticulously developed for not one but two distinct physiologies. We might have solved challenges like climate change, perhaps even finding solutions sooner, with the combined ingenuity and diverse perspectives of two intelligent species working together. But this world wouldn't be a utopia, far from it. Prejudice and inequality would likely still exist, perhaps even manifesting on a species level, creating new forms of social division. Political debates would revolve around fundamental questions we've never faced, forcing us to redefine our understanding of society and governance. In imagining this world, we are forced to confront our own nature, our capacity for empathy, for understanding and connecting with beings different from ourselves, and unfortunately, also for division, for creating boundaries and hierarchies based on perceived differences. The Neanderthals are gone, but their story echoes faintly in our DNA, a reminder of what could have been. The profound questions their survival would have inevitably raised continue to resonate, even in their absence. How do we truly learn to live harmoniously with those who are different from us, whether culturally, ethnically, or even biologically? And ultimately, how do we build a world that is truly equitable and just for everyone, regardless of their background or origin? In our timeline, the responsibility for grappling with those complex answers and shaping our future rests